What's up, everybody? On this episode, I am literally about to do the very thing that I told myself that I wouldn't do in 2020. So stay tuned.
That might be out of my budget.
Is it expensive?
How much is it?
How much is it?
What do they eat?
Do they have vegan options?
I don't know. I can't eat what they eat over there.
What is there to do there?
Man, I heard that place is boring.
I heard that place is boring.
Is it even safe over there?
Is it even safe
That
over
place
there?
even safe?
But is it safe for
Is it even
single
safe
women?
over there? You know they been killing people.
What should I pack?
I don't know.
I heard the rooms are small and they don't even have AC.
I don't know where to begin to plan a trip.
Is there a language barrier?
Man, I don't know.
So I told myself that I would not take any international trips during COVID. I have been on a plane, but I have not left the country. I know as time has moved along, more and more people have gotten comfortable with traveling, but this isn't one of those situations. I'm definitely not comfortable. I could barely keep my mask on for a 5-hour flight, so I don't know how I'm gonna do 15. It's an overnight flight, so I guess I'm gonna find out if I can sleep in a mask as well. But I did see what I thought was a great deal, and I want to take advantage of it. A lot of things kind of aligned just right, and some of my concerns seem to be addressed. So this is what pretty much served as an opportunity for me. So I'm not gonna oversell this opportunity. I definitely didn't pay full price for the flight, but at the same time I've seen cheaper. And because tourism has slowed down significantly, some of the hotel rates are cheaper than normal. However, this trip, I still ended up paying what I would normally pay for a hotel. Typically, I may stay in a decent 4-star hotel, but because rates dropped, I went ahead and upgraded to a nicer hotel. So it's sort of a wash. So what exactly is the opportunity that made me pull the trigger and book this flight? I stumbled upon this deal. An airline is offering free COVID coverage. Now, what's significant about this, right? Despite what class you fly, economy or first, your health expenses are covered up to $150K. And the biggest piece, quarantine costs are also covered. Now, I quickly jumped and did my Googles, and yes, I could find other companies offering COVID-19 travel insurance, but I could not find any that covered quarantine costs. That was also my thing. If I go somewhere and have to quarantine, who's paying for the extra hotel stay? Is it something where they send you out of the country or you still have to sit just in that hotel for 14 days? I don't know. But there's other airlines also offering it. Virgin has a version of it, and Air Canada also offers something similar. However, it's only available to Canadian residents. So here's the opportunity. 1, I have an airline that's offering COVID insurance. 2, I found a location that has relatively low COVID numbers. One of my concerns is, hey, what if you get there and then everything is closed? So it's really not much to do, not a lot of fun. So what would be the point of taking the risk if you get there and a lot of the attractions and things you want to see aren't even open? 3, the destination has a beach, which is always a plus for me. Whenever I go somewhere, I like to typically at least see some water. And 4, it's an opportunity for content. All tourists to this destination must take a PCR test up to 4 days prior to their date of departure. The negative PCR COVID-19 certificate must be printed, not handwritten. SMS or digital certificates will not be accepted either. You may be required to take another test at the airport at their discretion. You must have medical travel insurance with international coverage that covers COVID-19 before traveling. You will need to sign a declaration to bear all costs of quarantine and treatment and complete a health declaration form before departure confirming you are not displaying COVID-19 symptoms. But since this airline takes care of that coverage, I'm good. So I just got my hair cut, and while I was in the chair, the test results came in. Sidebar. So this is Jimmy. I don't know if you can see above my head, but this is Jimmy's Barbershop, Flat Shoals Road in East Atlanta. And my dad first brought me here when I was a kid, and just it's dope that Jimmy is still running this place. But back to these test results, and what we have here, negative. So That means I guess that I can still go. I'm like 4 hours away from departure anyway, so I don't know what would have happened if it was a positive result, but oh well, on to the airport. When we get to the airport, I will have to turn in my test results, do a temp check, mask up, and download an app that's required by their local health authority. They require that I download this app before entering the country. You gotta register, submit your passport info, flight number, seat number, address at the destination, etc. So when I went to download the app, I was looking at the reviews, and it was a consistent theme that I saw amongst the reviews. The complaint was people were having trouble putting their phone number in the app. So either they updated the app right before I downloaded it, or I'm the only person who understands how to follow directions, because it explicitly said download the app before you leave the country, and that might explain why people were having trouble with it. So just a heads up for all those who will be flying out of the country and say their country requires for you to download the app, just go ahead and download it before you leave and put all your information in before you leave the country.
And we need your help in stopping the spread of germs and practice social distancing while moving throughout the airport. Wash your hands frequently. Thank you for cooperation.
Last thing you want is to be in another country with a language barrier and customs trying to figure out if they're gonna let you in the country or not. Another thing you might want to avoid is something I just did, that leave for the airport without your passport. Shout out to the Lyft driver that did a donut on No Jury Hills so I can go back and find my passport. She asked me, do you know where your passport is? I said, yes, I know. It's on my desk. Went to my desk, wasn't there. So I got some cleanup to do whenever we get back. That Lyft driver is a real shero because she still got us to the airport in decent time, even though we were going against evening traffic. So she's a real hero. And the last superhero cookie that I'm handing out tonight is the person that came up with pre-check, because you saved my arse tonight. See y'all when we land. So I just wanted to walk you through some of the steps that may be required in order to enter different countries. That way you can decide if it's worth it or not. I've been seeing people travel primarily Mexico because there's very little restrictions to go to Mexico. But then on the flip side, I have been seeing people travel to other countries that have a lot of things in place before you can enter, a lot of red tape to juggle through as well. The fact that the COVID insurance was wrapped up in my ticket was enough for me to get off the fence. But as far as the question of is it worth it, is still left to be answered. I don't know if it could be worth it because I can get there and absolutely everything could be shut down. You could have curfews like some countries have where all the bars and all the attractions shut down at a certain time. So we'll see, I guess, when I get there, if going through all this red tape and taking the risks are even worth it. The reason I even picked it or considered it is because I was told that a lot of the attractions were open indeed, and that the city was pretty much where it was pre-COVID. So on the next episode, I guess we'll see if everything is indeed open, and we'll discuss some of the challenges, some of the red tape, and if it was worth it or not. I'll do my best to report everything that I see in all of the experience. So until then, everyone, stay safe. See y'all next episode. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.